Hello to my YouTube subscribers, to my family members, and Facebook friends. I'm Chol Yerlow. Some of you know me by my real name, and I decided to do something a little different. I am doing a audio vlog on something that has happened recently to me, that has happened during a Let's Play that I've done. Certain games have affected me in certain ways, same as movies and anime. Some have left me in tears, some have left me sobbing. Today's subject has done something a little more. And of course, for people who have been keeping up with my videos recently, that event was Life is Strange Episode 2. I decided to go over the events of the game with my own thoughts and give a little detail into that. And the whole game revolves around making choices and trying to find out the little mysteries that's going on in the town. And you meet a whole cast of characters, a lot colorful and interesting. But the one that stuck with me the most, and a quick Tumblr search and Twitter search can show, has affected many people. And that character is Kate Marsh. Which is really interesting because my very first encounter with Kate Marsh, all I saw was a girl with very baggy eyes. It looked kind of funny. And my first response was, wow, she looks stoned. But then the recording software that I used to record had messed up, so I had to play again. And I noticed a few things on that second time. One of the other students had thrown a paper ball at her. If you go look at the paper ball, it says, "We enjoyed your porn video, Kate." And I found that kind of odd, and I did end up talking with her a little more. Later, investigating different flyers and stuff, I noticed one that said something about a Bible study, and it was signed by Kate Marsh, and something I gained a little bit of a connection with because all through high school and middle school and all that, I was a big Bible study guy. Something I've never shared with my YouTube subscribers because, as Chol Yerlow, I've tried to keep my videos and stuff, religion free. Not to say that I've lost religion or anything, but just because I don't want to push away any atheist viewers or anything like that. I want to welcome everyone to my videos. But for me, that was a connection I was having. I was like, okay, this is what she's about. But then seeing stuff like that fall to paper and seeing someone had written on her little chalkboard in her dorm, "We'll bang for Jesus," I was beginning to get concerned well, maybe not concerned, but interested in what is this whole story behind the video, which is not talked about much in the first episode. There's a moment where you can help her from being harassed by the security guard, and it's moments like that where you see how Max talks with Kate. It's so loving and enduring. Not much else happens in episode 1. Then episode 2 was supposed to come out. On the day that came out, I was expecting it to be a midnight release, but it didn't turn out to be that way. So as I was looking through Twitter, trying to figure out what was causing this, why is this episode not available for me yet, one person almost spoiled it for me. They simply said, "Finished episode 2, my goodness, that was sad. I could not believe I couldn't save her." And little previews of episode 2 showed Chloe stuck in train tracks and a train headed toward her, so I wasn't sure exactly who this person was talking to on Twitter. So finally I start episode 2. The things I started to pay attention to with Kate really sunk in. The first objective of the game is to go and take a shower. And we head to the showers, and there's Kate sitting there at the sink, brushing her teeth. And you go to talk to her and mention about, giving her back a book. And as she as Max goes to take a shower, it shows Kate from behind, just kind of zooming in as she's standing in the mirror. That shot was so troubling, and foreboding, something bad was about to happen. And then Victoria, the mean girl of the game, comes in and starts harassing Kate about the video. And then she leaves a link. After Kate leaves a link in lipstick on the mirror. When I approached that, I had a moment where I was getting so angry I was starting to tear up. And it was reminding me of high school and how, I was bullied in high school. Heck with it. I was bullied from elementary school to high school. 12 long years of that. And it started to bring back memories, and I got affected by it. So then, after that, I go to turn Kate's book back into her. As I get to her room, it seems really dark. And I start looking at the things around the room, all the info. Found a email from her mom, angry about this video. And then I go up to a violin, and Max says, Kate used to play this every morning. She stopped last week. Then I really started to get worried. When you are so downtrodden from bullying or just anything, or just so distressed that the things you love you stop doing, that is really worrisome. And then you talk with Kate, and she discusses the video and the fact that she went to one party, swears that she drank a sip of red wine and then nothing but water, but somehow, according to the video, she got drunk and started making out with a bunch of guys, but she has no memory of it. And then she brings up about feeling dizzy and sick, and then a character known as Nathan Prescott was offering to help, which also started to make me tear up, because there was a discussion earlier with Chloe about a possible rape attempt, or something had been slipped into a drink, and I got really worried, because to this point Kate seemed so innocent and so, I don't know, and just the fact that something like that may have happened to her just angered me. And then you give in a choice to whether or not Kate asks the question, should I go to the police, and you have a choice or not. And after that, you leave and you go and meet Chloe. And after that, you head back to the school and you talk with a couple other people. And then you start to head to class, and you see Kate talking with the teacher and being really distraught and walking off. I tried following, but nothing happened with that. So I go talk to the teacher. And then I go into the classroom and we start class. And he says, has anyone seen Kate Marsh? And the fact that she wasn't there really started to worry me. Suddenly, someone bursts in the classroom and goes, hey, some crazy crap is going on at the girls' dormitory. And then I knew this is where it's beginning. We head to the girls' dormitory. The game forces you to walk slowly towards it. And then you look up and you see Kate standing on top of the building. And then she falls. And of course, with your powers, you try rewinding time. Sorry for that mic bump there. But then Kate's power starts to fade. And then suddenly, in trying one more desperate time to rewind time, Max ends up freezing time. Is able to make it up to the roof, but then suddenly it stops. And time starts again. And she can't do anything but try to talk Kate down. One of the most nail-biting experiences I've ever experienced in the game. Knowing everything I say from that point on is so important to save Kate Marsh. In that moment, Kate became my daughter. Something I cherished and didn't want to see die. And I'm not the only one. I've seen plenty of videos where people, at that point, when making their choices, as soon as they see that they failed, they hit pause and reload the checkpoint and try again, saying exactly what Max was saying. She can't die. She cannot die. Which, in a way I feel is kind of cheating, but it's completely understandable and warms my heart that other people felt that way about Kate. And it's been a week maybe since I've played this game, and it's still making me cry. I'd have trouble getting to sleep because I keep thinking about Kate. Even though I got the happy ending, I was still crying. And I kept thinking about it. What is making me think so much about this? What's making me so affected by this? Besides the obvious connections I had with Kate. And it was things that Max said that in your choices that started to make everything clear. The choice of saying to her when she said, I know you want to help me, but nothing matters. And you make the choice of saying, you matter, and not just to me. That's something I decided to make a tweet about, where I said, for anyone out there in Kate Marsh's position, Max's words are true. You matter. And then I thought back to other videos I've done, and I had a similar message in certain videos. In Chol Talks Over Brain Divided Inside Out discussion, I discuss the issues I had with people making comments on the possible talks of depression that Inside Out will have, and the mean comments and the wrong things people were saying to people. And I had a message I wanted to get out to anyone out there, because when talking about your feelings and talking about being depressed and stuff, it's a scary thing to do, and you feel like you're going to become a burden when you bring this up to people. And my message there was, you are not a burden. And then I thought back to my Lessons in Popularity from Watamote video. The message there was, just because you're not popular, just because the world doesn't know who you are, it doesn't mean you don't mean the world to someone else. And in making that video, the thing that stuck with me the most, looking at footage and what to use, was the letter she found, the note she found from her little brother, that discussion of how much he loved his big sister, and just knowing that is something that a lot of us completely forget about. We have someone in our family that loves us and can't think of the world without us. And I started thinking about all that, and then I realized why I'd been making messages like that. Because as much as they are needed for other people to hear, I need to hear them for myself the most. And that just brings into another discussion about things that I've done that I've regret deeply, and how these videos and these games and stuff has made me realize this. In my last year of college, I had kind of lost contact with certain friends and stuff, but I made contact again with them when I used to go to the BCM, and then that last year or so I started going to the Wesley Foundation, which didn't feel as cliquey as the BCM did. Felt really warm and inviting, and I was making a lot of friends. But after college, I got a job at Walmart, which was night shift, and made it where it was hard to hang out there. But I always try to make it there on my days off. And I would get there, and the certain collection of friends I had there, weren't there all the way, so I had to kind of, just sit and mingle with other people. But I always had this mentality of not talking unless talked to, so it left me just kind of sitting there listening to people but not saying much. And the more I went there, the more I started to ask a question that is a dangerous thing to ask yourself. Does anyone really care that I'm here? Do they? And I made the worst decision in my life ever. I decided to test my friends. So suddenly, even on off days, I stopped showing up. Didn't send messages to people. Tried my best to keep any negative or sad thoughts off of my Facebook. And just wait and see how long it takes for people to contact me and ask me where I've been and why I haven't shown up. This went on for a few weeks. Then the weeks turned to months. And as soon as a year hit, I became so bitter and so angry that I became as much of a hermit as anyone can who has a job. And now from these videos that I've made, trying to make myself feel better and teach good lessons to other people, I've realized something. I realized what my big mistake was. For anyone listening to this right now, my friends, my family, or my YouTube subscribers, if you think my friends are to blame for this, they're not. The one most important thing that I've talked about in all these videos, I never did. I never talked to them. I never told them how much they meant to me. I never told them how much I needed them. I never told them how I felt about how much I was worth to them. Was I needed? Was I important? I never told them how I felt. And that is something everyone needs to do. For anyone who has been in Kate Marsh's position, anyone that feels like they are in my position, you need to talk to people. You need to tell them when you are feeling down, when you don't feel as useful as you used to, or if you've ever felt useful. The thing we need to remember is that our friends are there to talk with us, and we need to stop thinking about whether or not we are a burden or we are going to inconvenience them. If they're your real friends, they will want to talk to you about this. And life is strange, and Kate Marsh has been the final thing that has made me realize all this. And that is my thoughts on the matter. And to any of my friends who are listening to this, just remember, I don't blame you. And don't feel that you need to, or forgive me for letting you go, letting you move on with your lives without me. Just know that I am okay. I am. And I know I'm going to be okay. And I thank you for the times we've shared and the memories that we have. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching. See you next time.